Hey there, thanks for stopping by. My name is Gloria and today we're going to be making 3 healthy but really tasty cookie recipes that happen to be vegan and gluten-free. If that sounds up your alley, then keep watching and let's make some cookies. Spoiler alert, they're really good.
Keep in mind that all of the measurements and ingredients will be up on my website, so check them out in the description link down below. First up, we have 3 ingredient oatmeal cookies. I know these cookies are seen over a lot of places on the internet, but I still absolutely love them, and I always make them for my friends during uni times. The secret is adding chocolate to elevate them. They are sugar-free and also oil-free too. First, you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees C. Then, mash some super ripe banana with a fork, and then add peanut butter. And remember, you can always scale up the recipe on my website too and make more cookies. Then add some vanilla extract. Mix these thoroughly until well combined. Then you want to get some rolled oats without blending them and then add them to the wet ingredients. Combine well with a spoon and then your mixture is ready. Then use a spoon to scoop out dollops of the mixture and place it on a lined baking tray. I made around 8 cookies, but you can make your cookies bigger too. Then form them into a round shape with your hands, and then add some dairy-free chocolate chips or chopped up chocolates like I have here to the cookies. Then you want to place the cookies in the preheated oven for around 15 to 18 minutes, and go for longer if you like your cookies to be slightly crispier on the edges. Once they are done, let them cool on a wire rack and you're ready to dig in. They have quite a chewy texture, but I love how wholesome they are for only 3 main ingredients. And obviously, these can definitely be used for breakfast meal prep if you'd like. Next up, we have peanut butter cookies. If you can't tell already, I absolutely love peanut butter, or any nut butters in general to be honest. These cookies are perfectly crumbly with a lovely peanut butter flavor. And you can also sub the peanut butter for any other nut butter like almond butter, cashew butter that you like. So first you want to preheat your oven to 180 degrees C first. Then in a bowl, we are going to mix up our wet ingredients. So we want some unsweetened natural peanut butter, baking soda, maple syrup, some plant-based milk unsweetened, and a pinch of salt. Then mix them all together until thoroughly combined.
One thing to note here is that it's very important that you use all natural peanut butter, so it's just peanuts and none of the added things of vegetable oils or sugar, all that stuff, because we're going to be flavoring it here. And if you want to learn how to make your own nut butter, I have a video here where I reviewed the Vitamix and I show you how to make your own homemade nut butter. And the other thing is that the salt in this recipe is quite important to bring out the flavors of the peanut butter. If your nut butter is slightly salted, adjust the salt levels according to your preference, but using an all-natural peanut butter means you can add salt to your own preference too.
And then we can add in our oat flour, which is again blended rolled oats, which is our homemade oat flour. And if the mixture is still too wet, you can definitely add a bit more oat flour so it won't stick to your hands and it's not as sticky. Then you can start scooping the mixture and make balls with it with your hands. I made 8 cookies in total, but you can definitely double this recipe if you're making it for a big crowd. Then to give it that signature peanut butter cookie look, we're going to take a fork and press it down on the top of the cookie ball to give it this nice crisscross pattern. Once you have done this to all of the cookies, place them in the preheated oven and bake them for around 12 to 13 minutes at 180 degrees C. After baking, this is what they look like, and they are honestly perfectly crumbly, and I love them so much. Again, if you like them crispier, bake them for a few more minutes, but make sure you cool them down for at least 5 to 10 minutes before eating them. Our last cookie recipe is a healthy chocolate chip cookie, which is vegan, gluten-free, and perfectly chewy. I think this cookie is the closest thing to a normal chocolate chip cookie while still being quite healthy, which is super up my alley. I am making half the recipe in this video, but check out the full recipe on my website. Preheat your oven to 180 degrees C. Then in a bowl, combine brown sugar, any nut butter of your choice, some mashed bananas, which acts as the binder for this recipe, some vanilla,
So the mashed banana here acts as a binder for the cookie. So in traditional non-vegan cookie recipes, an egg would be used here, but the mashed banana here acts as a binder that holds the cookie together. And if for whatever reason you don't have mashed bananas, you can also substitute this with a flax egg or applesauce.
And then mix it all together. Then here comes our beloved homemade oat flour again. Add that to a bowl, and this time we will be adding some almond flour to the dry mix as well, along with some baking soda and a pinch of salt. Then we will add the dry ingredients to our wet ingredients. This time, the mixture will actually be quite thick as it will turn into a dough-like consistency, so you might need to use your hands in the end to bring all the ingredients together. And this is what it looks like after kneading. Add a bit of oat flour if the mixture is still too wet, and mix the cookie dough into balls again with your hands. This time we need to flatten them out with our hands to help them out a bit in the oven. And then we can add our dairy-free dark chocolate or vegan chocolate chips to our cookie balls. Of course, you can mix these earlier into the batter when we're still mixing our dough, but I prefer to add them at this stage so I know exactly how much chocolate goes in each one, which is probably more. Then we will put our cookies in our preheated oven for around 10 to 12 minutes. After they're baked, let them cool completely before digging in. They are slightly crispy on the outside and soft and chewy and gooey on the inside. I highly recommend serving them with a glass of plant-based milk and enjoy the cookie in all its glory. If you happen to have any leftover cookies, which is highly unlikely, keep them in an airtight container and they can be kept at room temperature for a few days, up to a week. Otherwise, keep them in the fridge for around 2 weeks and heat them up before eating them. These cookies may seem to use very similar ingredients, but I promise you that they are all different and amazing in their own way, since the ingredients are very versatile, and I highly recommend you to try them all out. If you want my honest opinion, probably try the healthy chocolate chip cookie first, and if you want something really wholesome and healthy, then try the first recipe. But the second one is also really good for snacking, so honestly, I can't pick one. So try them all out.
So here we have 3 vegan cookie recipes that are healthy but super tasty. So I really hope that you try to make these at home because each of them is really good in its own way and I love them all so much. If you do happen to make these at home, let me know how they go in the comments below. And if you'd like to see something more in the future that's similar to this, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. Oh no.